Hey everyone, this is Jason. Welcome back to Crypto Insights Journal. So in this episode, we're going to be looking at the price of Bitcoin, the LunarCrush coin of the day, some Bitcoin related news you may be interested in, and also an interview I gave for the Divi Crypto podcast. Before we begin, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you know if I upload a new video, and give it a like. Thank you. All right, so looking at the price of Bitcoin, we're currently sitting at $13,080.41. We had a high today of $13,080.41 and a low of $11,908.56. So one reason why we saw such a major pump in Bitcoin today was because PayPal announced today that you'll soon be able to buy, hold, and sell cryptocurrency on the PayPal platform. So I'm going to link a few articles from Decrypt in the description below so that you can have a look and see what's going on. Also, I'm going to link the FAQ for how PayPal will handle cryptocurrency on its platform. You'll be able to purchase Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin when this finally rolls out. You have to remember that you're dealing with PayPal. So PayPal is only going to let you do so much. So when they say you can buy, hold, and sell cryptocurrency on their platform, they mean just that: buy, hold, and sell. It's a lot like Robinhood. Robinhood does the same thing, where you can buy, hold, and sell cryptocurrency, but you can't use it to buy anything and you can't move it off of their app. That's essentially what PayPal is currently doing. Now, the hope is that they change that and it becomes more crypto user friendly as opposed to just a way to hold something. One point in the FAQ that stuck out to me is the fact that you won't be able to hold your own private keys. And they actually have a dedicated section about that. So it reads, you own the cryptocurrency you buy on PayPal, but will not be provided with a private key. In case you are wondering, a private key is a person's secret code to access and manage their cryptocurrency. If lost, stolen, or even forgotten, they can never get to their cryptocurrency again. Pretty risky in its own right. If you can log into your PayPal account, you will have access to cryptocurrency balance you hold. So they're basically saying we're going to keep your private keys from you for your own good, which flies in the face of everything crypto stands for. So keep that in mind before you start putting any funds into cryptocurrency on the PayPal app. It's not Cash App. It's basically Robinhood with a shopping feature. But I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's good for adoption. It's good for awareness. People are going to get involved with cryptocurrency because of this. But unfortunately, if this is the only way they do get involved, they're going to be handicapped. So it's up to the rest of us in the community to educate them and let them know that there are better alternatives to getting involved with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency than with PayPal. So let's jump over to LunarCrush.com for the coin of the day. And the coin of the day is Beam, BEAM. Right now, Beam's bullish sentiment is up 964.3%, and its Twitter volume is up 628.6%. Going back over to the chart, Beam is currently trading at 24 cents, had a high today of 24 cents and a low of 23 cents. All right, so next we have the interview I did with the Divi Crypto podcast hosted by Steve McGarry. I'm going to put links to the Divi Crypto podcast in the description below, as well as Steve's Twitter handle so you can follow him on social media. That's next. Stay tuned.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Divi Crypto Podcast. I'm your co-host, Steve, and I'm here with Jason Nelson, and I am so excited to talk about his background and his content about cryptocurrency and blockchain. So how you doing today, Jason?
Hi, Steve. I'm well. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
For sure, for sure. So before we get into, your kind of empire of content that you've built and are building currently, what's your background? Like, what brought you into the crypto space?
Well, it's interesting because I had first heard about Bitcoin in 2013 through a Wired article, but I didn't think anything of it. I was like, "Oh, that's neat." right? But then it was around 2016. I had just got on Twitter, and I had just read Atlas Shrugged. And a question that I had was if people were actually going to try to do something where they remove themselves from society, but they still need to do commerce, they still need to pay for things, how would they do it? So in the book, it was gold that they used. So I was like, well, that's not very practical. So what about Bitcoin? Why don't they use that? So I tweeted at the head of the Atlas Society. Her name is Jennifer Grossman. What would Ayn Rand think of Bitcoin? And then she directed me towards Naomi Brockwell and Jeffrey Tucker. And so from those two sources, I expanded into the broader crypto space where I met, Crypto Indio, and then BTC Sessions, and then all these other creators. And then I discovered that there was a whole industry of creators who were actually making educational videos and tutorials on how to utilize cryptocurrency. So that's how I got in, and then I started making content through my website, Crypto Insights Journal, and the associated YouTube channel, and I've been doing that for the last 4 years now.
Nice. Very nice. So you got a chance to really get the front row seat to 2017 and watch the kind of craziness that
Yeah,
happened.
2017 was interesting because now at the start of 2017, I was crazy for messing with magical internet money. By the end of 2017, when we were about 19, almost to 20K, everyone wanted to, hey, Jason, how do I get into this stuff? Right. And so it was interesting to see the interest change.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, of course, 2018, well, we all know what happened in 2018.
Yeah.
So so it went back to Jason's crazy for messing with his magical internet money for a while.
Yeah. It's funny how that happens at the top and then writing it down. But I think that it really defines a lot of people in the space, flushes people out. And that bear market is an unfortunate reality and somewhat required for fringe spaces like crypto.
Yeah.
So what were you doing before crypto? What was your kind of your day to day before you got in?
Well, I was a IT support technician. So
Cool.
I was basically fixing computers, installing, um, deleting malware, things like that.
Hmm.
Upgrading software. Nothing uh, special. But what happened was it allowed me to interact with people who were deeper into technology,
Hmm.
and then those people were able to direct me towards um, where I am now. Because I really don't think you can be. I mean, to be honest, you could be into crypto without being into the technology side. But I think up until maybe 2019, most of the people who got into crypto got in through the technology side.
Hmm.
Being able to move value from point A to point B through a computer as opposed to having to go to your local bank is very interesting, especially on a technological side.
Hmm. Yeah. And one of the unique positions that you have and myself as a content creator have is we really kind of get this fire hose of projects coming in and we can really identify trends. And that's not to like toot my own horn or anything, but you can really see based on the inquiries that you're getting and the amount of comments and whatnot based on certain projects or
Mhm.
targeting certain projects. You can really see what's coming and what's already here. So with that being said, what are you seeing right now in terms of trends that have really picked up some momentum?
Well, DeFi mostly. I think that's the biggest
Yeah.
wave right now. Um, the fact that you can make liquidity basically at the snap of your finger
Hmm.
through Uniswap and Sushi Swap and what's the new one? Justin Swap, right? I mean, and I put out a meme a couple of weeks ago, whereas that the one where the suspicious the kid who's looking at the lady like, really? And it said, "So you're telling me putting all my money into a crypto named after food isn't a good idea?" You know, and it, but even though that is the case, it's the idea that you can do it that makes it so interesting.
Mhm.
Where I can just, well, and it was kind of the exciting part about blockchain and crypto to begin with, is the fact that anybody can do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't require a big company. It doesn't require a bank. It doesn't require a government. It's just some person with a laptop and an idea,
Mhm.
and they can revolutionize finance. I mean, that's very exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think a really interesting thing that a lot of people don't talk about is the age restrictions on finance across the
Mhm.
world is, if there's like a 13-year-old kid that's tinkering around, there's nothing stopping them from getting into crypto. And that's one of the really interesting ideas that I like to toy around with, is that the person who's going to change the industry as a whole could be someone that's, Gen Z right now, somebody
Right.
that's just going to tinker around. They can't get a bank account, and they're building a business or something like that, and they need to make a better, have different payment rails or something like that associated with their business. And it's a really exciting thing that there's no age restriction on
Right.
it.
Right. Well, and then you think that there's it's a completely, well, I mean, you have your tribalism in crypto, no doubt.
Definitely.
But by and large, it's very, what can you do?
Hmm.
Instead of like with the banks, where the banks are more about who you know, and crypto is more about what you can do. And I think that's what makes it a more fairer system,
Hmm.
and it makes it so that people from all walks of life can get involved. Because think about it, we have people in crypto. The age range in this space is enormous.
Hmm.
You have teenagers who are interested in crypto. You have seniors who are interested in crypto. And everybody can be involved in crypto, because the only thing it requires to be involved in crypto is an internet connection.
Yeah.
You don't have to have gone to Harvard or Yale or been a banker or Wall Streeter to
Hmm.
be in crypto. You
Yeah.
know, it's a very door opening. It's very eye opening. I mean, honestly, if you're not into crypto yet, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah, and strangely enough, you know, with everything that's going on right now in 2020, it's just there's a lot of movement coming out of these bigger cities or these hubs like
Mhm.
Silicon Valley and things like that, where in historically you had talent condensed all there geographically. You'd go there, you'd have opportunity there, and then the internet kind of started eroding that, because then it was more so on skill and what you could do, and people could get access to opportunities everywhere. And I think it's kind of a bizarre parallel where now decentralization and crypto with what's going on, it's just all of it coming together into this really, I won't say good direction, just because it's a sad situation that we're in, but
Mhm.
um, it is kind of leveling the playing field in a way, away from the Silicon Valley and the sandhill roads that are just the funding sources of tech.
Right.
So
Well, I like to think that move the we move the post towards decentralization because we've been talking about decentralization for so long.
hmm.
And decentralization has become a common business term, where you don't want all of your operation focused in one place, because that's a threat vector,
Hmm.
right? And Bitcoin, for example, made that abundantly clear why you don't want a threat vector, because people can shut you down if we go after this person, or if we go after that node, or we go after that location, or things like that. That's what killed the original cryptocurrencies. There was somebody you could go after.
Hmm.
There was a business you could go after. There was a person you can go after. And Bitcoin changed that, because we don't know who created Bitcoin. We just have a name.
Yeah.
right? But you have this thing that can be sent from Los Angeles to London to Tokyo within, geez, sometimes seconds, and there's no way to stop it,
Hmm.
you know? So we forced society to look at decentralization and we did it with money as opposed to um, corporations, even though you do have decentralized corporations in crypto, whereas they don't, we're not all in that building, right?
Hmm.
But it was primarily the money and the technology that proved it, that decentralization is the way to go.
Hmm. Most definitely. So we touched on DeFi a little bit. All of these these food swap companies that I've been following pretty closely. In terms of what projects you're looking at right now. We obviously we talked before the show a little bit about Divi. What other projects are you looking into, and what are you interested in right now?
Definitely Divi. And the reason why I like Divi is because of the community. And
Hmm.
I think that any crypto with a strong community has a chance of success.
Yeah.
It's that's why Dogecoin is still here, because
That's right.
Dogecoin has a massive community that is very vocal.
Yeah.
And the founder, the what's his name, Jackson,
Yeah.
is constantly telling people it's a meme coin,
Yeah.
but that meme coin is traded on most exchanges. So it's like, not anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, well, it's that. If you have, and I think that's one reason why I stayed so dedicated to crypto over the years is because of community.
Hmm.
And I say it on Twitter a lot. If it were for the people that I know, especially like Crypto Indio, Naomi Brockwell, my friend Ryan Calder, these are uh, people in crypto who motivate me,
Hmm.
and that that keeps me into crypto more than any of the price. And for the longest time I didn't even talk about price on my channel. That's actually a fairly recent development, and that
Hmm.
was mostly more of an experiment than anything else. But for me, it's about how can I provide value to you, and how are you providing value to me, and how are we making this community stronger? That's the most important thing to me. And that's why I tend to focus on the cryptos and the projects that have a large base underneath them,
Hmm.
so that we can have conversations like this.
Yeah. Community first is definitely the winning strategy, and has been, for since crypto has kind of been incepted. And I love the fact that you shouted out Ryan Calder. I met him in Vegas. Fantastic guy.
Love that guy. Yeah.
Love talking to him. Really motivational, really just genuinely good guy. And
Well, what it's funny because we went to San Francisco together. We
Mhm.
were on the crypto bit bus. It was
Oh yeah.
a little thing they had put together. And I had met him once before. And the reason why Ryan is such a place in my heart as a person is because he reached out to a person he didn't know. He didn't know me from Adam, but he still brought me into his circle, to his group of friends. He included me, and that means a lot to me. That's why I always shout him out. I always shout Crypto Indio out. I always shout um, his name's Crypto Stash.
Mhm.
Chris was that,
Oh yeah.
and because that's what they did. And you don't get that in other spaces.
Yeah.
Because coming from tech, you don't do that. you know, but crypto has that, hey, you're here. Welcome to the party. Come on in,
Yeah.
and
Very like a radically inclusive feeling at
radically inclusive.
every conference I've ever gone to. It was always, hey, come meet my friends. Hey, let's go out to eat. It's always just kind of like a family. It's a cool, really cool vibe of
Yeah,
early adopters.
exactly. And I mean, and I've I've met people from all over the crypto spectrum. Like I have friends who are in BSV. Because I don't care. I
Hmm.
don't care what you support. I care how you treat people.
Yep.
I don't care who you think is Satoshi, whatever. All right. We have beliefs outside of crypto that are way crazier than that. So I'm not going to hold it against you if that's what you think. Now, if you come over here to disrespect people about it, now we have a problem.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think we've covered a ton. We covered the trend of food and DeFi, and we covered your background, what you've been working on. So, where can people go learn more about your content and learn more about you?
Well, you can follow me on Twitter. It's at Dragon with Tech. My YouTube channel is Crypto Insights Journal. And I also write freelance for Decrypt Media. So you can find my work on Decrypt. And I want to shout them out too, because Decrypt has been a great outlet for me. So, and I really appreciate them a lot. And that's about it. I mean, if you want, you come over to my new channel. It's called Ask a Brother. It's me and my brother. We're
Nice.
doing we're doing tech. We're doing movies. We're doing video games. We're doing crypto. It's a whole. We're trying to make it a whole new brand. So yeah,
Cool.
on YouTube, it's a Ask a Brother podcast.
Nice. That's very cool. I love the podcasting on YouTube concept. I think it's a brilliant way of getting early listeners and early viewers for sure. Well,
Exactly.
thanks so much for coming on the show, Jason. If you guys are listening or watching, definitely check all the show notes for links to Jason's social media and everything. But once again, thank you so much for coming on, Jason.
Thank you for having me, Steve. I appreciate it.